A few weeks ago, Fable released, and with it, the opportunity to create a new idea into reality. And so, what you see before you is a bullet journal implementation that answers the question, how can you bring that tangible feeling of a bullet journal into something like Obsidian? Well, my friends, what I have here is an excited revelation, if you will, of what I've been working for on the last few weeks. And I'd like to walk you through some of the key features of how to bring a bullet journal into Obsidian. Starting with a daily page. So what you'll notice here, I'm going to start by opening up a sidebar. I've actually have different recent files. I have my daily logs. So I'm just going to walk you through those. I have a daily view, a weekly view, a monthly view, and a future view. Isn't that cool? But wait, there's more. Inside of the daily view, let's go through each of these one at a time. If you don't like the light, you can always go to a lighter mode, which I think I'm going to switch to just to show you. And then we can kind of cycle through different backgrounds. So, okay, here we go. What's worth remembering today? If I need to quickly capture, I have several ways of adding. I could simply start typing. There's a task that needs to get done. And also do this. And there's more. And wait, don't forget. That's the quick capture. You type anywhere and it's doing it for you. But I'm adding in a few more options here, like the ability to select, to drag, and have and complete different actions. So pretty cool. I can select several things. I could change their status as to, oh, maybe these were events. And don't forget to add more, etc. Right? Or delete, escape, undo it. As your page gets longer, you also have a little sidebar navigation here that kind of makes it easy. You can close the notebook if you just want to have a strict kind of Bujo approach. But the point here is, notice what we've got. We've got a bullet journal that is still a basic Markdown file. So you own your data, you get to keep it, but you get to build this experience on top of it. Now, thinking about the layouts, we have a daily view with a page. We can look at it as a spread, which is more of that 2-page component. You can look at it as 3 days, what happened yesterday, what's happening tomorrow. And then you've got your log. So if you just want to cut through all of that and just have the ability to enter what you need. Additionally, you can plan. You can, the plan, if I show you what that is, I think there's some stuff here that I'm still working through, so it's part of it. But the plan shows up as the ability to bring in diagrams. And these I'm calling lenses. So do you want to bring in an Ikigai, where you kind of figure out what that's about? Your circle 1, circle 2, circle 3 in the diagram. Or do you want to bring in, so let's say, something more of an Eisenhower matrix, where you can quickly identify what needs to happen now, what do you need to do later, what do you need to let go, what do you need to delegate. These are all components that I've built. But part of the intention here is, how do you bring in that level of intentionality into what you're doing? And as you're doing it, and again, I can switch here, realize all this is happening inside of Obsidian, which is what's pretty exciting. Switching over, we've got a weekly view, but inside of the weekly view, you can see something kind of more as a laid out version. You can have columns in here. So you pick and you customize this experience based on the spreads, in reality, the things you want to see. Monthly view, we've got the ability to see it as a log, where you have the full day kind of planned out already. And you just come in here and put in your tabs, which, by the way, you can quickly cycle, either pressing the word tab or selecting manually if you like to fix and move. You can use boards. Again, wouldn't it be cool to see your map at a board view? Or finally, a list. And if you don't really like this, no worries, I got you. We can go and truly make it more bullet journal, where you've got your dot grid, you've got your entrances, and now the design matches the element that you're looking for. I also have this idea of collections. So collections are, in a way, how you can start grouping different bits and pieces of information and notes into different filters. So again, I toggle here because I'm still deciding on where to put the note and what we're trying to do here. But the key here is being able to have the freedom and flexibility to create, to build, and there's so much more. But in a sense, here we go. Like here I get to see all the pages I've had, my different collections, just organized and laid out in different ways that start to bring at least that element of a real world bullet journal into kind of this tangible experience, as I've kind of shared several times now. Part of the other features, kind of continuing down this road, I've actually been able to put in something of a projects view. So if there's no projects, what you do is first you create and open something as a project, and then you could start building on the basis of it. I have a calendar view that connects to a month view, you've got your week view, you've got your day view. And this, by the way, can actually plug into a calendar that you have where you can start seeing that here inside of Obsidian and the time that syncs. And then a gallery view. So no images yet, but what you do is you can star images, you can start importing and bringing them in, and they will show it. Part of the other thing is this idea of lenses, like I mentioned. So do I need to make something like a Wheel of Life and start to kind of identify? So there's a lot of different just maps and integrations of different philosophies and routines in terms of how we think about things. But what I'm ultimately trying to do here is zoom out and show the more important things at a quick glance, all while still giving you the opportunity to build. And in this case, you need to create a collection, map it so that it's still part of a lens view to your world. Now, one area that I'm excited to try is this idea of having rituals, right? And rituals in the form of how do we begin? How do we reset? How do we close our day? If it's the end of the day, here are some reflection questions. And again, let me go back here. In my rituals, it might be something like beginning of the month. Cool. Let's go ahead and plan for the month ahead. And so this is a starting point. There's still a lot of elements. I mean, they reset, like if you needed to reset. There's some key things that I'm still working through because they're at the end or creating. But the whole point here is starting to build in this intentionality and the life that lives. So if this is something you're interested, or if this is something that resonates, let me know. I'm curious. There's so much more that we can do. There's a lot of things I'm still working on, like for instance, the ability to just make it so that it's even more intuitive, that you can truly plan, so that you can review your life, so that you can begin to bring in these elements of even adding notes and then connecting notes to each other, but all within the Obsidian space with a higher level overview that's really valuable.